Welcome to A and B Horror Movies. I'm Aaron, and I'm very excited to be joined today by Mario Cerrito and Debbie Rochon. Welcome both.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Happy to be here.
You're
Happy
welcome.
holidays
Happy
Like,
holidays.
in
Yes. Happy New Year,
January.
too. Yes, in January.
In
Happy New Year, too.
January. Happy New Year. Right, right,
There you
right.
go. We should be talking about New Year's resolutions. All right,
yeah.
let's see. Mario, you are a writer, a director, a producer. You are responsible for the Human Hibachi films, which we are going to talk about today. I've got copies here, which I have to show. You
Nice.
signed them both, so thank you for getting
Very,
copies of these to me. I think in the last couple of years, actually.
yeah.
Um, let's see. And we have the third one coming out, which is called The Last Supper, which we
Right.
will. I have a few questions for you about that. Thank you so much for joining today.
Sure. Thank you.
Debbie, you are a horror legend. I can't wait to chat with you. A scream queen, even. You've been in so many films. I can't list them all, but I do have a few I want to mention.
Neither can I.
TROMA.
Don't worry about it. I can't either.
Okay, well, hopefully I don't mention some that you haven't been in. I joke. Romeo and
I
Juliet,
won't even
Bam.
know. No, I'm kidding.
You
I'm
won't
kidding. I'm
know. You
kidding.
won't know. Okay.
But I might not even know. No, I'm just joking with you. I'm
Let's
joking with
see. Of course, of course. Abducted 2, Poultrygeist, Terror Firmer, American Nightmare, Toxic Avenger
you.
4, Color from the Dark, Theater Bizarre, and Dollface, just to name a few. Like I said, there are too many to mention. Congratulations, a very impressive career. And you are going to be playing Maureen in Human Hibachi 3.
Yes, I
Very
cannot
exciting.
wait. I
So cool.
cannot wait. I have a couple of different costumes that I've sent away for and a hair piece, if you will. I
Mhm.
am so excited to get this fully complete. As a matter of fact, if everything had arrived prior to this recording, I might have done a little sneak peek at the character, but seeing none of that, the
Ooh.
mail is really kind of
Ah,
messed up right now. Um, and it would
Well,
have been
maybe
very,
we could do a
not
follow-up.
finished
Yes.
because, but just for fun. Yeah, I can't wait because my mind is just like reeling with all kinds of stuff and
that's all.
Yeah. Yeah.
it's awesome. It's awesome. Come on. It
Oh,
doesn't give anything
I
away to
can't wait
say
to.
that she's part of
Mhm.
this cult,
Yeah.
this human hibachi cult. Come on, that's
Yes,
good. That's
yes.
good meaty stuff right there.
Oh, for sure. I'm a huge fan. I can't wait to see what you're going to do with part three. But Mariel, my first question for you is, for those who aren't familiar with the Human Hibachi franchise,
Yeah.
can you say a little bit about the films and how they came about, maybe going all the way
Yeah.
back to the beginning even?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, basically, they're found footage style, which is, it's really fun to do. It gives you a lot of room for, I want to say, error, but the error comes off natural because they're supposed to look that way. So it's fun.
Hmm.
Yeah. So they started in 2018 with the first one. It's basically a guy, a Japanese man that runs a black market type business where he films snuff style, things that he
Hmm.
sells in Asia. So that evolved to, and they're very meta. So I want to start there. These films are very meta. And that led to the second one. Yep, that one there. That was filmed in a restaurant.
First
Um,
one, yep.
so that led to Human Hibachi 2. There you
Feast
go.
in the
That one there.
Forest.
Yep,
Yes.
that's out in the woods. So
Go
that's
ahead.
that's got a little
Mhm.
more of like a wrong turn type feel. And that left off for where we're at with the third one, Human Hibachi 3, The Last Supper. So this one's going to take a different turn. This is like more, like Debbie was saying, culty. It's got like a religious element to it, playing off
Hmm.
of like these religious fanatics do today. So yeah, it's got a real dark feel. But they're all, again, he's working for the same guy from the first one. He's still behind all this. He's like the mastermind, Jin. So yeah, they're coming full circle. Lloyd Kaufman's in this, and we had fun with him up in Troma. It was a good time. We
That's
were just up there.
fantastic. Yeah.
Can I throw something in, a question or
Please
rather
do.
just a statement, if you don't
Please do.
mind? There now, Mario, there was a short film Was that
Correct.
like a prequel or
Right.
was that
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah. That's
it was
exactly what.
kind of like a prequel?
Excuse me.
Yeah. So you know what that was? To be honest with you, I got bored. I was bored. I was like, hey, what can I do? You know, as a creator, you're always trying to create something. And I was
Mhm.
like, what can I do? So I threw together like an 8 minute short, but I had the idea of like a bamboo impalement. So I always thought like how cool of a kill that is, you know, being killed by bamboo, because it's actually they would do that in Asia if they get people to talk, like prisoners. And so I put that together, and that came out pretty cool the way it actually looked. And and then what happened was I had a friend stationed over in Japan in the military. So he recorded real footage from I think it was like Tokyo or from Japan. So we actually got real footage from Japan, and the whole short is spoken in Japanese. And I had Wataru Nishida, who is the
Yep.
character Jin, translate it for me. So it was actually hard to direct because they were speaking Japanese. So I didn't
Oh
know
yeah,
when
I
the scene
bet.
was over. I had no idea. Like, so it was pretty cool. It was an experience for sure.
And
Awesome.
that's
I
streaming on
love
YouTube,
that.
right? Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
that's
on. It
amazing.
is on YouTube, and TROMA now is carries it too. Yeah. So
Oh,
And then
that's awesome.
I'm so sorry. I'm kind of taking this over.
No,
I'm
go
so
ahead.
sorry.
Go for it.
Question for Mario. What, okay, haven't shot part three yet, but are you
Mm.
feeling a box set? Are you feeling
yeah,
that
That
sort of
was one of my
triple
questions.
release
I'm all about
with that
physical media.
short,
yeah,
right? And with that short
absolutely.
film included as well as,
Right.
many other things.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean,
Yes.
I guess like Aaron, that's probably a question for you. You're probably like you know
Mhm.
more about this. Would that be considered four installments because there is a short, and then you put together like a four-piece box set? I guess.
Yeah, I think so. Or it could
Yeah.
be like part of the, one of the Blu-rays or DVDs. It could be part of
Yeah.
it.
Right. Yeah,
Um,
so yeah, to answer you, Debbie, absolutely. That was the master plan, is to have them all in like a
mhm.
box
Okay,
set. You know, I mean, with like
nice.
extras in there and behind the scenes stuff, and definitely,
Cool.
yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Debbie, you took one of my questions. I was going to ask
I'm
that, but
so
we've already
sorry.
covered it. No
Damn
worries,
it.
no worries. That's
Damn
fantastic.
it.
Um, damn it. Debbie, I have a
Damn
question
it,
for
Jim.
you. Um, so speaking about the Human Hibachi films, what was it that made you want to get involved with the film, specifically the third one coming up? We can
Well,
call it the third one, right? With the short. You still call it part three, correct?
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
as
Okay.
far as
Okay.
I know, it's
Gotcha.
yeah, because the other, are
Part three.
you sort of looking at the other like a prequel or just a standalone
I guess it's
deep dive
Mm,
into
yeah, like
some
I guess it's
material?
like a short prequel, but it's not really like
Uh-huh.
it's not a feature, so it's not really like a that. It's I know I think a Saw kind of or not Saw Hostel might one of those franchises had the same kind of thing where they had like four features and then a short. I forget what it was. I was just researching it, but I
mm,
guess it's just like its
mhm.
own thing, like a short prequel, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
great.
cool though. I love it because there's nothing saying you have to do anything any particular way. So it's
Absolutely.
great. So what drew me to it? Well, twofold. One
Hmm.
is that I really like the creativity and the improvisational approach to filmmaking and acting.
Of
Because if
course.
you don't know
Hmm.
what you're doing and you're doing a found footage movie, you're kind of screwed. Like you
100%.
really
Yeah.
should know to the
Hmm.
best of your ability what you're doing. Doesn't mean you're
Of
not going to
course.
make a mistake, but I love that sort of a challenge to do
Hmm.
like a really cool, interesting, unique character and have it scripted, but yet it on the fly feel. And then also with not just Mario, but in the beginning it was just Mario. Then it turned into everybody involved has been so nice and welcoming and supportive and excited, and the fans of the first two are
Hmm.
excited to see the third one, and the positivity, I just like, that's really what keeps you going, making independent films and doing all this stuff, because I mean, that's like the best element of all of this is just working with people who are, it's not backstabbing. It's not a climbing situation in the negative sense. You could have a
Hmm.
competitive positive experience, and that's wonderful. And you up everybody's game and you have a great time. And but I mean, just already, we haven't shot anything, and already I feel like our group is just really, you know, hell, I could be wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm
Nah,
the
you're
biggest
spot on. You're
asshole.
spot on.
Maybe I'm the
Oh, that's
biggest asshole. As
incredible.
soon as I get there, you're gonna find. No, I'm kidding. But that, I mean, so all of those elements just make it
Hmm.
like so easy for me to be extremely excited
Yeah.
and just really have something cool,
Yeah.
fun that I could bring, and hopefully it just clicks right in. And yeah, because I mean, it's only going to be what I put into it as far as my character goes. So that's why I
Of
like
course.
to do as much as possible and have like all the stuff ready, even if I only use a tenth of it, then that's okay, because I have some stuff I want to do with it, but it's fun. It's
Nice.
Yeah.
fun.
Oh, that's incredible. It's funny to hear that, not funny, but it's great to hear that everyone is so nice, especially since you're making a film about cannibals and people eating people. Um,
No,
you can't
true.
make that up, right?
No.
So
Can't, no.
this is sort of, I guess, a general question for you both. The third film in a horror franchise is often, fans say, the best in the franchise.
Right.
Um, like Nightmare on Elm Street 3, for example.
Hmm.
What would you say to, speaking of Human Hibachi, would you say the same thing about the third? I know you haven't started filming it yet, but like script wise, story wise,
I would say on
without
paper.
giving anything away.
Yeah. So I would say on paper, it's going to be the most extreme, which is kind of, what these are, somewhat predicated off of. So yeah, I would say it definitely has the makings of it. But again, you don't know until you have the final cut. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But yeah, I would say this one would definitely be the best. Absolutely. By the way, it's written out. I think it should be the best for sure.
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. Count me in. So it's also very exciting that Debbie, of course, is involved. Like Kaufman is
Yeah.
involved. Sort of the trauma community is
Right.
involved there. So my question for you both, Debbie, I know you've been involved with trauma for decades now. What has it been like working with trauma over the years? And Mario, what is it going to be like, or what has it been like so far working with trauma on Human Hibachi 3?
Well, that could be, I'll take that question and crunch it into like a small answer,
A
because
quick
obviously
answer, sure.
that started in 92. And
Yes,
then
yes.
I was one of the leads in his latest movie, The Power of Positive Murder. The
Mhm.
Yeah,
piece,
that's it.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
God
Yeah.
darn.
Congrats.
Based on Crime and Punishment. And
Oh, cool.
it was amazing, amazing. Spent 2.5 months in, maybe it was closer to three, I'm not sure, in the Catskills this past summer. Shot in black and white.
Hmm.
Um, Very noir. It doesn't take place in the 40s or 50s, but it's got the vibe of it. And
Hmm.
it is such a departure for what Lloyd normally does, but yet it has his comedy. It's still there. It's still there. But it's also basically, I always felt like I mean, the story does kind of demand it, but I always felt like Lloyd saying, yeah, and all you like artsy fartsy guys who get all these fancy awards, you probably never thought I could make a black and white movie that would kick some serious ass. And here it is. And but it is art, because we
Hmm.
spent for all the movies I've done with him, there's always a ton of time that goes into the really elaborate, all practical gags, right? The stuff
Hmm.
and the shots, of course. But the amount of time that was spent on camera angles and lighting, it being black and white, and not just, hey, we'll shoot it and we'll flick the switch and it's black and white. It was
Yep.
lit for black and white. I mean, a
Mm,
lot of the camera guys worked on it and worked crazy months on it, because
Mm.
they wanted to have this obviously to show, and you just don't get to do this sort of thing very often. So, I mean, damn, what a great way. If he doesn't make another movie, which is up to Lloyd, it's up to
Mhm.
Lloyd, but if in fact he doesn't make another movie, what a way to
mm,
put that cap on it, boy.
mhm.
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah, that's
Incredible.
amazing.
Two
Yeah,
thumbs up.
congrats. Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I mean, and I'll comment
Excellent.
on promo as well.
Sure.
Yes, I would say like the biggest thing with them is they're so inviting. Like they make seriously like, I've written screenplays that I've sold to like other studios, and that's the last you hear of them. You know what I mean? You just become
Mhm.
nobody after that. These guys come up to the studio, meet everybody, look at all the old props. Look at our history. Like they really welcome you as like a family member, and it's so reassuring to know there's still great people out there. Lloyd, all his
Yeah.
assistants, just like through the whole lineup of people, they're all so inviting, and you feel like you're part of the family, and they're amazing, and they're very transparent
Very
in the
cool.
business side of things too. Like as a filmmaker, I've dealt with distributors that you give them a movie and you never hear from them again. That's the biggest nightmare for a filmmaker because you feel like you got slapped in the face. You know what I mean? They're making some money
Mhm.
somewhere and you're never hearing from them ever again. These guys, every whatever it might be, 4 months, there's a check in the mail. They're very transparent and they're very honest, and that's to me the best thing ever. That's why I
Oh,
I stand by them, and that's why will continue to.
oh, that's great. That's great to hear that. Thank you both for those answers. That's really awesome. Um, I guess speaking of, the independent film process and making independent films, what would you say, since you both have been involved with independent films, are perhaps the most challenges in creating an independent film, and perhaps what is most rewarding when it comes to being involved with independent films?
So I would definitely. So we just went through this. Scheduling is probably the most
Scheduling.
challenging.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Scheduling.
Yes.
I've always said. I mean, obviously, money is going to be number one because you always, budget.
Hmm.
I mean, you're working with shoestrings. But number two is definitely, without a doubt, scheduling, because most people have day jobs, and
Yes.
people are working in independent film, or they have day jobs. So you might, and you have such a tight window to schedule 18 to 20 people for one day. Say if one person can't make it and you need them for the scene, that whole day doesn't work. It might work for 17 people, but if it doesn't work for one person, you can't do it, and then you got. So that's the hardest part. We nailed down a good schedule on this one, so thank God. But scheduling, number one, is the most. Number two,
Challenging. Hmm.
challenging.
Number two.
And the most rewarding thing I would say is building a family that lasts forever, because I have noticed that it's
Hmm.
so true. Like you work with these people and you become like lifelong friends, and it's so cool, and you support each other as their careers progress. So that's more rewarding than
Yeah.
anything of it.
Oh, fantastic.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That is the truly best answer, especially for
I think
the
so too.
second
Hmm.
part, not coming from the production side, which is all of that is like so true. I think for me, the hardest part has been being able to really have a situation where not everything is perfect, because it never will be it
Mm.
temperature, weather, name a million things and they all apply. Nothing will ever be perfect to create. But I will say that um, those times when you like just put everything into something, coming from the acting side and not directing or writing, it's different.
Hmm. Hmm.
um but and then have could be the camera, it could be the lighting, it could be something, but they didn't capture what you did, or it could have been captured a different way, which would have been better. And it's hard to have the conversation with filmmakers saying it's not me wanting to look a certain way. It's better for the movie if
Mm,
the character is captured, you know, going crazy and it's like super close up or super far away, whatever the case may be. But it's difficult to have conversations with a lot of directors because they're so trained at this point to assume that you're not thinking of the movie.
Mm.
Whereas with my experience, having directed and written and gone from all different angles, that truly my most concern, my biggest concern is the movie as a whole, as a piece.
mhm.
And I really learned that in theater because it was really about, we're here to serve the play. Like, we matter, but we don't. And it's
Yes.
really when you can get a group like that, like Mario was saying, that you're working with in film. And, yes, you have to have like, some actors have to sort of have that front man, like a rock band kind of vibe,
Mm,
so that they have the
mhm.
confidence to go. That's cool. But at the end of the day, I think to be able to have like a good supportive family who everybody's there for the project, to serve the
Mhm.
project. That would be like my biggest comment about filmmaking.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. That's great. Um, Excellent. So I wanted to give you an open-ended question there. So thank you for sharing that. Let's go back to Human Hibachi again for those who haven't seen it, talking about the first two films. Mario, there's a lot of gore, body parts, blood splatters for the horror fans watching. If you haven't seen it, check out these films. I've got to ask, so some of the scenes, they're actually cooking a lot of meat. Can you what kind of meat is it? I was wondering as I rewatched both your films this week, especially in the sequel, what kind of meat is on the grill?
I believe that is steak. I believe,
Steak.
and
Okay.
two is steak. I want to say cow intestines, and yeah.
Yep.
So
Yep. That
I went,
makes
I went
sense.
straight, I went to the butcher shop. So
I wondered, did you go in and what did you say when you
yeah,
walked in?
yeah.
Like, I
I
need
went into
some.
the butcher shop, and I said, hey,
That's
yeah, I
funny.
need some stuff for a movie. Believe it or not, none of it went to waste. I fed it to animals afterwards that ate it. So,
Oh,
which is which was noble, I guess. Instead of just throwing it away, we did
oh
feed
yeah,
it to the animals that
exactly.
ate it. Yeah, especially in
Yes.
two. There's a lake back there. The fish were tearing it up. So, but yeah.
What kind of fish? Wait a second.
Oh, there's some big fish in there that were eating it. We were feeding it
The
to them, so
fish.
they were hungry fish. Yeah, yeah.
They're
Um,
still waiting for another movie.
yeah, they were.
Piranhas.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So yeah, it was animal meat. So yeah, I mean, that's as close as you can get
Yeah.
to the real thing, instead of getting like fake props or stuff.
Mhm. Mhm. So more of the same in part three.
Yeah, probably a little different too, though. My
Okay.
mind is always going, so maybe something different. Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
probably around
Awesome.
the same
Awesome.
but different too. Yeah. So.
Very cool. Well, I don't want you to give anything away about the third film, but in both of these films, there is a plot twist in the final act, and I
uh,
didn't see it coming either time. Can fans expect the same thing in part three? I guess just
Bigger,
say yes or no.
bigger,
Bigger, even better,
much bigger. Yeah.
even better.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, okay, well, I want to. That's exciting. I can't wait. I want to be respectful of your times, but I do have a couple general questions, and then a this or that segment, which will be pretty quick. Um, So for both of you, are there other genres or subgenres that you haven't worked on that you would like to try one day,
Hmm.
or in general,
I'll
genres in
let I'll
general,
let Debbie go first.
like a romantic
Well,
comedy or
well, I have to say, in my time, I've had the opportunity to do like a lot of different crazy stuff. So,
Mhm,
I mean,
mhm.
I've done everything from episodic TV to a Hallmark movie.
Yeah,
Yes, I have. I've done
I
the
love that.
reenactment for those crazy Bigfoot shows. I've done, all kinds of movies. I've done black and white, color. I've done movies where my character has been a lead like Dead Clowns. There's a
Hmm.
funny story. I have a character that I have no dialogue, and the whole bit that goes with my characters. There's many different characters that are reacting in their own worlds to what's going on.
Okay.
I have no actual lines. Everything is just like acting without words. And then there's another film that director Steve Sessions did, and I'm only a voice. So I mean, like I told him one day, maybe together we'll put it all together. But besides that, I think I love so much. I love comedy as well as really intense anything at all, which is why I love working so much with Lloyd, is because I love anything that is kind of extreme. I love broad, absurdist comedy. I love
Mm.
intense, crazy, dramatic, intense horror stuff. And so, yeah, I like all
Cool.
that kind of stuff. I think the only thing I haven't done that would be interesting, although I don't know if I would be the one doing it any longer, would be action films. But I've
Oh,
always said horror movies are action movies.
absolutely.
I've taken many
Hmm.
falls, many runs, many murders, being murdered, murdering, all of it.
Hmm.
So I mean, it's definitely action movies
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Great
I've
answer.
been lucky. So that's would be my answer.
Yeah. Cool.
Um,
But I'll try the movie at some point, the multi-million-dollar movie where I get a few million in pay. That movie I haven't done
that's
yet.
a good movie.
Yeah, that I'll do
Yeah,
that
yeah,
one.
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
do
yeah.
that one
There
Yes.
2025.
you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. A New Year's resolution.
Well, I would say for me, all right, so I was a college baseball player,
Mm.
big baseball fan. I
Oh,
have
excellent.
a, yeah, so I have a screenplay in my head. I haven't written it yet, but I would love to do a baseball movie. I love pretty much any baseball movie that's ever been made. And I have an idea for a baseball movie that would probably be amazing, I think. But, any kind of film like that, baseball films, you need big budget. Again, to get back to
Yeah.
like big budget thing,
Yes.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean? To compete with,
Hmm.
that's what's great about horror. You don't need a big budget to compete with the big
No.
boys. Baseball
Hmm.
films or any kind of like dramatic films or comedy, you can compete with the big boys at no budget. Look at Clerks, the first Clerks.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the grand, the great thing about horror. But baseball would absolutely be what I would love to dip my toes into in the future.
Well, I hope it happens for you both. I hope it happens. So let's do this or that. I've got like 10 questions here. Kind of fun. I just throw out two things. You pick one or the other.
Nice.
Um, so easy one, I think. Beware Children at Play or The Children from 1980.
Beware children at play.
Yeah, I agree.
Mhm. Yeah, that's good. All right. Found footage or slashers?
Found
Oh,
footage.
I thought you'd say
found
found footage.
footage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where am I? Let's see. Class of Nukem High or Slaughter High?
Class of Newcomb High.
Last of Nukem High.
Of course,
Are
of
these
course.
real questions?
I don't know. I don't know. It's
Kidding.
sort of fun. Wizards or warlocks, if you had to pick one or the other.
Wizard.
Warlocks.
I love it.
That's the first one we disagreed on.
Mhm.
Reality shows or scripted dramas?
Scripted dramas.
Well, I would
Fuck
say
reality shows.
Reality. Beep,
uh
bleep that out. I'm
no,
just
I don't
kidding.
like reality shows. I would say scripted dramas.
Scripted dramas. Okay. Castle Freak or Rawhead Rex?
Rawhead Rex.
I'm gonna say Castle Freak only because I haven't seen the other. I
Oh, you have to
know. I
watch
hang my
Rawhead
head in
Rex. It's so
shame.
good. So good. Great creature
Shame.
feature.
Yep.
Here's one that'll make you think. A magic wand or a time machine?
Oh,
Be kind of fun. You don't have to. There's no
I would say a
Magic
time machine.
prerequisites
wands.
for
Then
a time machine.
I
Yeah.
could change whatever I want. Going back in time, you could change things, but you know what I'm saying? You can't.
Yeah. What if you can't get back to the
True.
future or the
That's why
present?
you'd need a magic wand,
Right.
right?
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Rabid Grannies or Mother's Day?
Hmm.
Oh, Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say that too. Cannibal Holocaust or Cannibal Ferox? I
Ooh,
hope I said that one.
I,
Right.
I'm going
Oh,
Holocaust all day on that.
Yeah, I'd have to go Holocaust.
I'm me as well, but that's it's almost not fair because they're so extremely different.
Right.
I mean, you
Yes,
can't
yes.
get right
Yeah.
Of
I
course,
love.
of course.
I like Holocaust.
to a
Yeah, I do
certain
too.
yeah, I like
Mhm,
that.
mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, last one. Jaws or Halloween 78?
hmm. Jaws.
Mm.
Yeah, I didn't want to go
Jaws.
when I was a kid because I saw it when I was like 8.
Jaws.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good.
Jaws.
Um, we always ask that because Halloween is my favorite movie, and my co-host Ben is Jaws is his movie,
Halloween
favorite movie.
78 is
Oh, I see.
I got some
Halloween.
Halloween
Yeah.
stuff right here
He
behind me.
fell for it.
There you go. Let's see. Lastly, do you both have a favorite movie of the year so far, or from 2024, the year that just is behind us?
I I haven't seen many movies this year. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, okay. And
I easily do, and here's the irony. Not to cut you off, Mario. Sorry if
No,
I
no, good.
did.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything. So.
Um, I do, and yet I would have a hard time. I always like draw a blank when I go to say the name, the Demi Moore movie.
oh, The Substance. Yes, that's probably mine.
Yes, thank
Mine
you. I
too.
always want to say the solution. I don't know why. The
It
substance.
it could have been called The Solution too.
It could have
Yeah,
been called,
great,
yeah. The
great
substance.
film.
I would go with that.
I'm gonna have to
Have you
watch.
seen that yet? Oh,
No,
it's so good. Yeah,
no,
it's really good.
no, I haven't.
Um,
Is that on Netflix or something?
I think it's streaming now. It was at the theater, but I think it is
Okay,
streaming
cool. I'll
now.
have
I
to
think
check
you
it
can
out.
rent
Yeah.
it.
The
I don't
thriller
know
or
if
what is
it's
it?
free.
The thriller?
Oh,
Yeah.
body horror, thriller.
Oh, you know what? I would have
Mhm.
to say Long Leg. I did see that and I like that.
Oh, Long Legs was
Oh.
great.
I did like that.
Yes.
So I'll probably say that. I haven't seen many movies this year. I've been busy,
Yeah,
so
that was good.
yeah, yeah.
Late Night with the Devil was great too.
I have
Earlier, In a Violent Nature was great. Um,
Mhm.
all right. Well, thank you both for coming on. I can't wait for Human Hibachi 3. Do you have a sense of when it might come out, or is it
Yeah,
too soon to
so
say?
we're filming in February.
Okay,
Probably I would say 2026. You know what I mean? Because it what
2026. Okay.
happens is because then the distributors usually put you in queue. So
Yes, yes. Well,
yeah,
for
I mean it might
those, like I
premiere
said,
festival
yeah.
wise, it might premiere in 2025, summer 2025 at a festival or something. But you know,
Okay, fair
yes,
enough.
yeah.
Well, in the meantime, though, folks can check out Human Hibachi 1 and Human Hibachi 2 in anticipation of your new movie coming out. And lastly, and I swear this is the last question, how can folks find you on social media?
Uh, so I'm on Human Hibachi on Instagram at Human Hibachi.
Mhm. Yes,
Same as Facebook. And then my name on Facebook and that's Twitter. So pretty simple.
excellent. Yep,
Pretty much everything that I have is all on debbierochon.com.
Nice.
okay,
So that has
perfect.
everything. Yeah. Keep it
Excellent.
simple.
And I'll
Streamlined it.
put that up in the yes, in the description. Excellent. Well, this has been fantastic. I can't wait for Human Hibachi 3. If you are watching, please like and subscribe because it helps our channel. And thank you both for coming on.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. I'm gonna go subscribe right now. No, I gotta
Oh,
wait till it's up. I'm gonna go to your
please do.
channel. I'm gonna go
Yes,
to your
please
channel and
do.
subscribe.
Yeah,
Oh, that
follow
would
him on
be
Instagram. He's
fantastic.
awesome on Instagram too, Deb. He's
Yes, I
great.
am. I think you and I are already connected on
Yeah, yeah,
Instagram.
yeah. He's awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah. Oh,
appreciate
I
it. Thanks,
appreciate that. I didn't even ask for it. I appreciate it. All right. Well, thank you so much, and bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.